With a gentle companion, find the wisdom to love yourself better. Today, we're going through Leonard Mlodinow's book, Emotional: How Feelings Shape Our Thinking. We'll understand how emotions impact our decisions and learn how to better manage them to make wiser choices in life and work. First, let's look at the origins of emotions. Virgin Galactic has been developing commercial space travel, and by 2014, they had sold over 700 tickets for space trips, each priced between $200,000 and $250,000. Test pilots Peter Siebold and co-pilot Michael Alsbury were flying the Spaceship Two Enterprise. During a flight, Alsbury, due to anxiety and nervousness, prematurely unlocked the spacecraft's air braking system, causing it to disintegrate at high altitude. Siebold was rescued, but Alsbury tragically lost his life. This incident shows how crucial emotions are in a pilot's decision-making process. Alsbury's anxiety and nervousness likely led to his misjudgment. This demonstrates that emotional states can affect our brain functions and force us to make incorrect judgments about objective data or external environments. Pilots experience intense shaking and vibrations during real flights, coupled with immense pressure, which is vastly different from the controlled tension in flight simulators. Emotions are often misunderstood as negative factors, but they play an essential role in processing information and responding biologically. For instance, an experiment simulating the Enterprise disaster had researchers expose bees to 1 minute of intense shaking. The results showed that the bees' neurotransmitter levels in their hemolymph decreased under anxiety, similar to humans experiencing physiological changes during anxiety. This indicates that emotions are not at odds with rational thinking. Rather, they are critical tools in decision-making. People are likely to make poor decisions when anxious. Alsbury's recent lack of flight experience might have made him unable to handle the immense internal pressure. His misjudgment was likely due to the urgency of the situation compounded by the spacecraft's intense shaking and acceleration, causing anxiety. Emotional states not only affect the brain's computational functions, but also force us to judge objective data or external environments. Plato compared the soul to a charioteer driving 2 horses. The black horse represents primitive desires, and the white horse symbolizes noble qualities. Plato believed rational thinking should evaluate and control our drives. A capable charioteer would harmoniously guide both horses forward. An experienced charioteer listens to both horses and guides them correctly to achieve harmony. Modern emotion research began with Thomas Willis, who first coined the term emotion in the 17th century. Willis identified and defined many brain structures we study today. He found that many criminals' abnormal behaviors were related to specific brain structure characteristics. The modern use of the term emotion first appeared in the lectures of Thomas Browne, a professor of philosophy at the University of Edinburgh, published in 1820. Charles Darwin also delved into emotions in the 19th century, asserting that emotions played a significant role in animal evolution. Darwin observed the muscle movements and configurations in animals, particularly facial muscles, to understand the purpose of emotions. He documented many instances of animals expressing emotions similar to humans, becoming increasingly convinced that animals, like humans, are driven by similar emotions. Anxiety has constructive roles in the animal kingdom. For example, North American red ducks display anxiety during mating, which aids reproductive success. Similarly, human parental care stems from similar emotional mechanisms. Darwin believed human emotions were inherited from ancient animal ancestors, serving specific and necessary functions for early human survival. Darwin posited that the same emotion would produce consistent expressions across all human cultures. He sent questionnaires to missionaries and explorers worldwide to determine if emotional expressions varied among different racial groups. He studied hundreds of photographs of actors and infants displaying emotions and even captured moments of his son William smiling and frowning as an infant. Traditional emotion theory suggests that all humans possess a set of basic emotions triggered by specific stimuli, resulting in particular behaviors. This view stems from Darwin's triune brain model: the reptilian brain, the limbic brain, and the neocortex. However, this model fails to explain communication and interaction between these layers, and emotions are not confined to a specific brain region, but are widely distributed. The triune brain model posits that the human brain comprises 3 evolving and increasingly complex layers. The reptilian brain or lizard brain controls basic survival instincts. The limbic brain or emotional brain governs traditional emotions listed in conventional emotion theories. The neocortex is the source of rational, abstract thinking, language, planning abilities, and conscious experiences. The Korean Air Flight 007 and Soviet fighter jet incident in 1983 highlights how emotions influence decisions in crises. On August 30th, 1983, Korean Air Flight 007 departed from New York to Seoul, deviating from its course and entering restricted Soviet airspace over the Kamchatka Peninsula. Soviet Defense Forces sent fighter jets to observe and fired missiles, downing the plane. Similarly, Soviet officer Petrov chose not to report an early warning system indicating a U.S. missile launch, averting a nuclear war. These examples show that emotions can help us understand situations in complex and urgent scenarios. Petrov's decision, seemingly driven by emotion, leveraged his experience to make a quick judgment, surpassing what rational analysis could achieve. Emotions help us respond to environmental threats and opportunities. Reflex responses are reactions that bypass the brain, triggered automatically by specific stimuli. For example, when your knee tendon is tapped while relaxed, you exhibit a knee-jerk reflex entirely dependent on the precise trigger. Many animal behaviors, even those appearing affectionate, can be fixed action patterns. A bird opening its mouth prompts its mother to feed it. We also perform more complex reflex responses, known as fixed action patterns or scripts, where the brain follows familiar routines when encountering known situations. Psychological switches refer to intense reactions to certain social conflicts. For example, a friend working from home told me that she feels intense anger whenever her husband enters her home office while she's focused. She had little privacy growing up, and her personal space was rarely respected. Understanding this psychological switch helped her calmly communicate with her husband, reducing conflicts. The evolution of the emotional system allows us to adapt to specific environmental elements, even delaying responses. Emotions' inherent flexibility helps humans incorporate rational thinking, enabling more effective decisions or complex actions. Emotions play crucial roles in primates. Studies show that chimpanzees wait for the right moment to respond to threats. DeWall describes a young male chimpanzee waiting to mate with a receptive female until he is sure no stronger males are present. This emotional regulation helps them handle environmental challenges better. A male chimpanzee leader might ignore a young male challenger initially, only to retaliate the next day. A chimpanzee mother might follow a young chimp who took her baby, waiting for the right moment to retrieve her child safely. Research on fruit flies shows that emotions have characteristics like valence, persistence, generalization, scalability, and automaticity. For example, fruit flies turn to alcohol to cope with rejection. Anderson studies the role of emotions in both humans and primitive organisms. Like humans, fruit flies enjoy alcohol, even at the cost of their lives. Emotions also reflect core bodily functions. Core emotions have valence and arousal properties, indicating positive or negative reactions and response intensity. Core emotions link bodily states with thoughts, feelings, and decisions. Core emotions reflect bodily functions and are more primitive, appearing earlier than other emotions. They are integral to rational thinking, providing critical information in the brain's prediction process, aiding in better decision-making. Core emotions offer bodily state information, influencing our feelings and behaviors. Understanding and consciously regulating core emotions can enhance our decision-making and behavior, acknowledging their impact on our experiences. Core emotions influence our thoughts, behaviors, and experiences. Studies show that people react differently to the same situation at different times, revealing the hidden impact of core emotions. Understanding core emotions can help us better manage others' reactions. Imagine a Saturday morning with a hearty breakfast and delicious coffee. If a telemarketer calls, you might respond politely. Conversely, if you wake up with a sore throat and persistent cough, you might angrily hang up, resenting the intrusion on your weekend. The gut-brain axis refers to the critical connection between the gut and the brain. The enteric nervous system, known as the second brain, greatly influences core emotions. research shows that specific combinations of gut microbes affect brain circuit development and connectivity. Gut microbes significantly impact the gut, akin to transplanting the gut itself. Transplanted microbes can alter the recipient mouse's personality, making it either timid or adventurous like the donor mouse. The mind-body connection wasn't widely accepted until the 1960s. Studies show that paraplegics experience reduced emotional intensity, indicating the significant impact of bodily states on emotions. George Hohmann's research highlights changes in emotional experiences among paraplegics. Hohmann interviewed 26 male patients, comparing their emotional experiences before and after their injuries. The study found that paraplegics indeed experienced emotional changes, feeling significantly less anger, sexual desire, and fear. Core emotions provide bodily state information, influencing our feelings and behaviors. While senses offer external information, bodily state information primarily comes from core emotions. Understanding and consciously regulating core emotions can aid in better decision-making. Core emotions are linked to activity in the orbitofrontal cortex, with the amygdala also playing a crucial role. The prefrontal cortex is involved in decision-making, impulse control, and behavior suppression. The amygdala, an almond-sized structure in the brain, is integral to generating various emotions. Core emotions reflect our bodily states, influencing our decisions. For example, studies show that parole board officials are more likely to make negative decisions when fatigued. Early in hearings or after breaks, officials are energetic, but as time progresses and cases pile up, fatigue sets in, leading to negative decisions. Monitoring and managing core emotions can prevent poor decisions driven by emotions. The best way to master core emotions is to monitor them, recognizing how cold, fatigue, hunger, or pain might affect you and others. Emotions are functional states defined by their purposes. Emotion scientists believe hunger, pain, and sexual desire share many similarities with emotions. Emotions drive people to acquire food and resources, enhancing survival and reproduction chances. Hunger drives people to seek food, while disgust prompts them to reject food or other items. Sexual arousal, like fear, affects sensitivity to sensory information about potential dangers, but differs by reducing sensitivity. Sexual arousal affects sensitivity to sensory information about potential dangers, reducing focus on non-sexual goals. Studies show that sexual arousal influences men more than women, prompting unprotected sexual behavior. Men's attraction to sexual partners and intimacy level rises rapidly with arousal, dropping sharply after climax. Compared to those without sexual arousal, both aroused men and women are more inclined towards unprotected sex, but the effect is significantly stronger in men. Positive emotions like pride, love, awe, amusement, and gratitude drive humans to explore new areas and broaden horizons. Positive emotions are linked to health and longevity, enhancing resilience and creativity. For example, the Shackleton team's joy from the beautiful polar morning motivated them to press on, eventually reaching the whaling station and rescuing their stranded companions. In one study, psychologists asked 1,500 people nationwide to assess their usual sense of awe. Results showed that those with a greater sense of awe distributed 40% more raffle tickets than others. Methods to increase positive emotions include focusing on positive aspects of life, effective social interactions, and exercise, all of which enhance well-being and life quality. Regularly noting one or two things you're grateful for can significantly benefit you. Think about enjoyable situations or activities, like listening to music, eating favorite foods, or taking a hot bath. Effective social interactions also boost positive emotions, such as nurturing a relationship, interacting with friends, helping others, participating in group activities, and giving or receiving advice and encouragement. Exercise is another excellent method, promoting happiness, reducing stress, and improving health. Negative emotions like sadness convey a need for help, promote cognitive change, and help people adapt. Sadness, as a mental state, prompts us to think deeply, reflect on our beliefs, and reprioritize goals. It broadens our information processing to understand the causes of failure and obstacles to success. When sad, our information processing helps identify failure causes and find ways to change the situation. For example, in one study, Sad participants made more accurate judgments and realistic trade decisions, gaining higher profits than happy participants. Heart issues are closely related to emotions, with the placebo effect showing emotions' impact on health. Studies found that patients' pain experiences are linked to emotional responses. Patients' damaged hearts sent the same stress signals before and after surgery, but their pain experiences significantly decreased regardless of the surgery's authenticity. Stent surgery seemed to affect patients' conscious pain perception without altering nerve signals. Emotional triggers refer to factors influencing emotional responses beyond direct triggers. For example, if someone cuts in line at a store, some annoyance is normal. However, if you haven't eaten for a long time, resulting negative emotions can amplify your feelings, leading to conflict. Emotional illusions are emotions disproportionate to the situation, stemming from the brain's decoding of emotions. For example, the Schachter-Singer experiment demonstrated that even when not in an emotion-triggering situation, or when the situation usually doesn't evoke strong emotions, you might still feel them intensely. The brain evaluates situations and generates emotions similarly to decoding visual functions. The emotional map describes subtle differences between emotional states, while emotional intelligence, as EI short, refers to skills helping us understand and regulate emotions. High EI is crucial in social and business activities, aiding communication and decision-making. EI helps accurately assess, express, and regulate emotions, motivating and planning for life's goals. Motivation is the desire to achieve goals, driven by the reward system. The reward system generates impulses, distinguishing humans from biological robots. Studies show the reward system is key to human motivation, driving actions to achieve goals. For example, hunger drives people to seek food, while disgust prompts them to reject food or other items. Happiness and determination are crucial for achieving goals. For example, Robert G. Heath's research shows that reward or happiness is a significant motivator. Heath hypothesized that stimulating the brain to evoke happiness could alleviate schizophrenia symptoms. Studies show regular exercise or meditation can enhance determination, while sleep deprivation lowers determination and affects emotional health. Emotional profiling describes specific emotional triggers, helping better manage emotions. Emotional management methods include acceptance, reappraisal, and expression, effectively regulating emotions and improving life quality. For example, studies show groups using reappraisal methods reported significantly reduced fatigue and pain. Acceptance is an emotional management method that helps better cope with adversity by accepting reality. Stoicism advocates psychological control over emotions, avoiding manipulation by them. For example, Stockdale faced adversity in a POW camp by accepting reality, overcoming fear of torture, and coping effectively. Reappraisal changes the brain's understanding process, breaking negative emotional cycles by changing attitudes. For example, a study at the U.S. Army Natick Soldier Systems Center showed groups using reappraisal reported significantly reduced fatigue and pain. Participants were asked to use reappraisal to alleviate negative emotions. Expressing emotions through talking or writing can resolve emotions and reduce stress. For example, experiments show that talking to a trustworthy or important person, especially someone who has faced similar issues, can be highly effective. Simply recording unhappy experiences, like Karen did, can lower blood pressure, relieve chronic pain, and boost immunity. Emotions play a vital role in our decisions and behaviors. Understanding and managing emotions can help make wiser decisions. For example, emotions help us respond flexibly based on bodily states and environmental conditions. Emotions and the wanting and liking systems jointly drive our actions. Emotions foster mutual connections and cooperation, broadening our horizons and raising our heights. Emotions and rational thought together shape our every thought, contributing to our judgments and decisions. Each person's emotional profile varies, making some more prone to fear, happiness, or other emotions. While emotions have evolved rationally and often benefit humans, they can sometimes be counterproductive, especially in today's stable world. You should appreciate your emotions, fully understanding your unique emotional profile. With self-awareness, you can effectively manage emotions, using them to your advantage. That's all for today's content. We explored the origins, roles, and how to manage emotions for better decision making. I hope you find inspiration from it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.